Welcome to my channel. Please do subscribe and share. Enjoy the video. Debt trap diplomacy is a type of diplomacy based on debt carried out in the bilateral relations between countries. It involves one creditor country intentionally extending excessive credit to another debtor country with the alleged intention of extracting economic or political concessions from the debtor country when it becomes unable to honor its debt obligations. More recently, analysts in the English language media often reference the practice with respect to the foreign policy of China, especially under paramount leader Xi Jinping. Xi has expanded China's foreign aid, infrastructure investment, energy engagement and interconnectedness. Critics of Chinese lending practices allege that many loans associated with China's Belt and Road Initiative to build infrastructure projects using Chinese contractors in strategically located developing countries are a type of debt trap diplomacy. One of the most cited examples of alleged debt trap diplomacy by China is a loan given to the Sri Lankan government by the Exim Bank of China to build the Magampur Mahinda Rajapaksa port. The state-owned Chinese firms China Harbour Engineering Company and Sino Hydro Corporation were hired to build the Magampur port at a cost of US $361 million, which was 85% funded by China's state-owned Export-Import Bank at an annual interest rate of 6.3% due to Sri Lanka's inability to service the debt on the port. It was leased to the Chinese state-owned China Merchants Port Holdings Company Limited on a 99-year lease in 2017. $6.4 billion of Zambia's total $8.7 billion of debt is owned by China, representing a large debt burden given the relatively small size of Zambia's economy. In 2018, Zambian lawmakers debated whether Chinese loans, characterized as reckless and difficult to repay, put Zambian sovereignty at risk. Loans to Djibouti to develop a strategic port. Chinese loans total 77% of the country's total debt. $19 billion worth of loans to Pakistan, part of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, and other projects. A New York Times investigative report from December 2018 reported on emerging military dimensions of the investments, which it termed a debt trap and stated are under poor governance and transparency. $2 billion in loans to Papua New Guinea, totaling almost a quarter of its total debt. It was reported in late 2018 that the Zambian government is in talks with China that may result in the total surrender of the state electricity company ZESCO as a form of debt repayment, since the country has defaulted on plethora of Chinese loans for Zambia's infrastructure projects. China is a major stakeholder in Africa's economy with a significant influence on many aspects of the continent's affairs. Recently, African countries have expressed an increasing borrowing trend from China. According to research conducted as part of the Jubilee Debt Campaign in October 2018, China lent Kenya extensive loans to build a standard gauge railway between Mombasa and Nairobi and highways in Kenya. It was reported in late December 2018 that Kenya may soon face default on Chinese loans to develop its largest and most lucrative port, the Port of Mombasa. This could force Kenya to relinquish control of the port to China. A Sakari report from August 2018 found that Chinese loans are not currently a major contributor to debt distress in Africa. Yet many countries have borrowed heavily from China and others. Any new FOCAC loan pledges will likely take Africa's growing debt burden into account. Thanks for watching till end. Please do share and subscribe.